Okay, let's get started with your do-it-yourself freezer paper t-shirt print. First, take out your GCI kid shirt. It looks like this. Everybody has their own personal shirt. Remember, do not remove the freezer paper. Your shirt has already been prepared for painting. Please ask a parent to set up a space for you to lay out your shirt to paint. For the purpose of this video, supplies needed are a t-shirt, freezer paper, fabric paint, any kind. We're using speedball screen printing paint, a brush of your choice. We are using a sponge brush and an iron. And also, please remember, make sure that you're doing this project with an adult. Do not handle an iron alone. We do not promote children using hot items, and we want you to be safe, so please make sure that you're getting a parent or a responsible adult to help you. Now that your area or workspace is ready and you are now ready to paint, if your responsible adult is with you, tell them, hey, don't leave just yet. I'm gonna need you for the next part. If they are not with you as of right now, I'm gonna ask you to pause the video, get an adult to help you with the next step. Hi, we're back. So for the adult, this is where you are going to take a hot iron, not a steam iron, but a hot iron, and go over the freezer paper. Because your child's paper was already placed on the t-shirt, it may have lifted a little bit, so what you're doing is resealing any of the edges that may have lifted. As you can see, what I'm doing right here, smooth out those edges. Also keep in mind that I know you guys saw that was Sophia. She had her hands all over the paper. I did tell her to move out the way. This paper, it depends on what type of surface you have. You want to have it on a hard surface like a table or something like that. Basically, the paper is hot. It does take a little bit of time to cool off. So once you're done ironing, please make sure that your child is not around or keeping their hands down, and make sure that you're checking the paper to make sure that it's cool before they touch it. Now we're ready to paint, and before we start, I want to quickly show you the shirt is inside out. This is actually a freezer paper that I ironed on the back side of the shirt, as you can see right here where I'm lifting it up, and you can see the freezer paper on the back side. That is to protect the shirt, so you don't need a cardboard, you don't need any of the tools or supplies to put inside of the shirt. You can actually take your shirt and fold it like so, and paint on it just like this. Now you can go ahead on and take out your sponge and your little bottle or jar of paint. Okay, so now we're going to take the brush, dip it in the paint, and you want to make sure that you have a good amount of paint on the brush, as you can see right here. And this paint is it's actually, the consistency of it is a little thick. So as you can see, Sophia's holding her brush up and the paint is not dripping, not getting all over the place. Kind of like why I like this paint for kids, because it's eliminates a lot of mess. Excuse me. And the reason why you want to have a good amount of paint on your brush is because when you're painting, you want your brush to have a smooth feel. It needs to feel like it's gliding or it's sliding across the paper. You want to make sure that it's gliding. So a lot of paint on there is better than just a little bit. And right here, I'm just explaining to Sophia to make sure that she uses downward strokes. The reason that you want to use, even if you're not doing downward strokes, whatever direction you're painting in, make sure that you continue to paint in that same direction, because at the end, whenever the paint dries and you take your paper off, the freezer paper off, your picture, your print gonna have some streaks in it, and it just makes it look a lot better when all of your streaks are going in the same direction. And right here, I'm just explaining to her to make sure that she get all those edges all around the lettering. We want to make sure that we are definitely dabbing in or making sure that we're painting over those edges. Those are very, very important. Once again, when you take your freezer paper off, you will notice a difference if you don't get those edges. It gives it like a very crisp, clean look if you get your edges. And then just remember, once again, that we want to make sure that we put in a good amount of paint on our paintbrush when we're painting over the picture. So once you have your area completely covered, go ahead and move on to the next part. Don't spend a whole lot of time painting over one particular section once it's painted. We don't want to soak our paper, because if you do, it will start to move out of place, and you will notice after you have finished and completed that some of the painting will get in areas that you don't want. So make sure that once it's completely covered, just go ahead on and move over to the next part that needs to be covered. Yeah, so happy painting, kids, and I really hope you are enjoying painting your shirts. I had a blast preparing these shirts for you guys. Now that you're completely done with your t-shirt, with this step of painting, the next step will be the drying process. A couple of things that you need to know about the drying process with this particular paint that we're using, speedball paint. For best results, it needs to dry under direct light, any type of light source, but you need to have your shirt in some type of light source, in a lit room, under a lamp, direct sunlight, but we definitely need to make sure that we have some light hitting our shirt. The reason being is because there is a process that's called curing. Curing is like baking or cooking, so we want our paint to kind of like bake, and basically what it does is help the paint harden, and also helps where when you get ready to wash your shirt is not, the paint is not peeling or it's not cracking, so those type of things it helps with. So we want to make sure for best results, we want to have it in some type of drying under some type of light source. Also keep in mind that because the paint does not drip, and we also have a very secure stencil paper on our shirt, you can actually put your shirt on a hanger. I've done it before and it works really well. Put it on a hanger, hang it up somewhere, hang it in your laundry room or wherever, and keep it, once again, keep it in a lit area where there is some type of light that's getting to it. It will dry without light. It will take longer to dry without any type of light source. And also, even though it dries, whenever you get ready to wash it or over time, it may wear out quicker than the ones that are getting some type of light to it. Right here, I am just showing you, so feel your hands. And basically, we just letting you see that right here, the paint that's on her hand, this is basically all the mess that she made. There was no other paint anywhere else, nowhere on the shirt. We didn't have any cleanup. And also, with the paint that she have on her hand, it wasn't a whole lot, so basically she's just showing you that her hands are already dry. All you need to do is take some water and soap and water, wash your hands. So moving on to the next step, removing the freezer paper. As you can see in the video, we have a different shirt. That's because I tried something different that I'll probably show you a little bit later on So Feel Your Shirt. It didn't work, so we just used our the shirt that Mr. Cruz actually did, and this was our tester shirt, and the shirt is completely dry, so that's why Sophia was able to pull off the freezer paper so easily. He didn't use a whole lot of paint on his shirt as well. With the black, you really don't need to, but he didn't use a lot, so his shirt dried really quickly. But also, I get to show you on his shirt right here, the letter H, this is what happened when you don't use a whole lot of paint. Also, as you can see, his brush strokes was a little bit harder because he didn't have enough paint on his shirt, and the paper lifted a little bit, and that's why you see the little mess ups with the paint. But overall, I think Mr. Cruz did an awesome job. It looks really nice. This is Sophia's shirt, and the only thing that I wanted to show you on this shirt is what happened when it's not completely dry. Once again, you can still take the paper off as long as you can, it's dry to touch. But as you can see here, it's a little bit harder to remove the freezer paper because it's still a little bit damp, and I'm having some challenges removing it. And right here is what I wanted you to see, where the paper is actually ripping. It's not removing. You can see right there, it's kind of, the paper is ripping. When it does that, It does come off, but it will be a lot harder to come off. So if you see something like this, the best thing to do is just to leave it exactly like it is. Put it back under some sunlight or somewhere where it can dry. Give it a little bit more time to dry. If not, that's okay. You can still work with it. Now moving on. Last step. It is optional, but for best results, I recommend doing it. Once you have removed the freezer paper from the front of your shirt, this is Sophia's shirt. I hadn't removed it because I was trying something out new. It didn't work. So definitely we want to remove the freezer paper from the front of the shirt first before going to our very last step. Now turn your shirt inside out to remove the backing. I didn't do it right away, but eventually I do. But you want to turn your shirt inside out. Remove the backing. So right here, we're going to go ahead on and remove the paper from the back. Don't throw it away. And kids, I'm going to tell you, you need to have an adult doing this part for you. So once again, we're going to stop, pause the video, get your adult if they're not around, have them finish removing the paper backing and grab the iron, and we're ready for the next step. For the adult, take the freezer paper that we removed from the back of the shirt, place it on front, make sure the shiny side is down, and now we're ready to iron. Make sure your iron is on dry setting. You can have it on a high setting, but make sure it's dry, no steam coming from it. Once again, this process is actually smoothing out some of those streaks in your print, as well as it is curing it a little bit more, making sure that your print lasts for a very long time. No need to iron over it a lot, just a little bit. Make sure you're giving it a little bit of pressure. Right here, I'm checking the paper to make sure that it is cool, because that paper is hot. I will tell you, it's burning my hands every time I touch it. So I was making sure it's hot because before pulling it off. And actually Sophia ended up pulling it off, but by now the paper is cooled off. And there you go. This is what it looks like. And let me tell you, it makes a big difference when you iron over it. Do that last step. Like, you can tell the difference in it. So this is it, guys. I really enjoyed doing this. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your lives. I really, really love you guys. I miss you. Here is Sophia showing off her shirt. Parents and kids, if you'd like to comment on how the process was, did you have fun, anything that you would like to say about this t-shirt print that you just got to do yourself, make sure that your parents are commenting on GroupMe. Tell them to comment on GroupMe about it. Thank you again. I love you and I miss you.